Welcome to today's episode in our series of podcasts, Transforming HR, the AI Revolution. Claire Nutt, a chartered CIPD member and digital transformation expert in HR, joins me today. Claire specializes in transforming human resource practices through technology, mindset, and modern business processes. In this episode, we'll dive into the future of work, particularly how AI is shaping the roles of humans and digital workers. We'll explore the changing landscape of HR, discuss the skills HR professionals will need, and provide insights into effectively integrating AI into the workforce. But let's not waste any time. Let's dive in. Claire, welcome. How are you?
I'm very well. I'm great to be back again as well. Thanks for having me.
Well, it wouldn't be the same without you, seeing as both of us are in this podcast. So Claire, let's dive in here. When we talk about the future of work, what do we mean and how is AI going to drive this change?
I see the future of work involving a totally fundamental shift in how work is organised, who's performing it, how it's being executed, and it is including the growing integration of those digital technologies like AI, which are transforming not just tasks, but entire industries. And that transformation affects organisational structures, job roles, and even the skills required within a workforce. So AI is a critical driver in that big evolution.
It's interesting. So how can HR professionals ensure that the integration with human workers actually enhances productivity as opposed and doesn't compromise job satisfaction or all the good things that we've currently got?
I think it's crucial to make sure that employees are understanding what AI is doing in their role. It becomes their partner and adversary and not the enemy that they maybe have felt that it possibly could be in the past. I think it's all about education and understanding. It's about creating roles like data scientists or AI specialists are crucial for managing and interpreting the outputs of those technologies. But I think one of the most significant impact is the shift in job roles, and that's moving from task-based to those more analytical and strategic roles. For example, in HR, we're seeing those traditional admin tasks being automated, while roles like HR data analysts or even AI ethics officers are emerging. And that shift does demand a different skill set, and it focuses more on data literacy and that strategic thinking. And I think another crucial aspect is the need for continuous learning and adaptation. And that is at pace because we know those AI technologies are evolving so fast. And it means that both the organization and employees have to be agile. And lifelong learning and upskilling are not just optional, but necessary to keep pace with those technological advancements and to remain competitive in the job markets, as we've talked about before.
Yeah, if you're not updating your skills, someone is updating theirs. And this is one of those markets, Claire, isn't it? That, as you say, someone once told me the phrase, you can have comfort or you can have growth, but you can't actually have both.
Yeah.
And just like you're recommending, I would say the same thing. You know, you need to learn, you need to grow. Change is a constant. The question is, are you changing or willing to change? Because if you're not, this day and age, work, AI, technology, tooling, business, the markets, they won't navigate around you. You'll have to run hard even to catch up, never mind trying to overcompete with them. So Claire, what new skills will HR professionals need to develop to thrive alongside AI technologies?
Well, I think first and foremost, data literacy is key, as I've mentioned. And that includes understanding how to interpret the data and the basics of data analytics. That familiarity with AI and machine learning concepts and knowing how to work with data is essential because as HR increasingly relies on those data-driven decisions being made, you have to understand where that's coming from. But AI literacy is another critical skill. So they need to understand how those tools work, the potential biases, the ethical implications, and all of that knowledge. It's going to enable them to implement AI in a way that is transparent and it's fair, aligned with those organizational values. But additionally, staying informed about the regulatory frameworks like the data protection laws and the AI ethics guidelines are all crucial. But I think equally important are the softer skills, and particularly that emotional intelligence and ethical reasoning. So, as AI is taking over more of those routine tasks, HR's role will shift towards those strategic functions. And that needs strong communication skills, the ability to build relationships, and a strategic mindset. So I think HR professionals need to advise on AI's role within an organization, ensuring that its implementation is enhancing rather than detracting from that company's overall culture and values. And I think fostering that culture of learning within their organization will be helpful from HR teams. So that means not only providing training opportunities, but also encouraging a mindset that values adaptability and continuous improvement. And I think HR leaders can champion initiatives like that, like workshops on AI tools or even data analytics. And that can help to really demystify some of those technologies and build confidence, because that is critical. And if you're cultivating a proactive approach to learning, then HR is ensuring the workforce is going to be remaining resilient and capable of navigating that change that's being brought about by AI.
Yeah. And I'm sure HR professionals listening in would welcome that future, as opposed to staying in the necessary, but the mundane and automatable routine that exists in their business today. So Claire, whilst we're in agreement that AI can boost productivity and improve the quality of work, it can also lead to more demands on employees. So get more done in the available time. Now you've got an additional tool. That's not easy. So how can HR manage that dynamic? The benefit, but the workload potentially, or the stress of the strain may go up, may not. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, it undoubtedly makes processes faster and more efficient. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, a client approached me looking for a report, and something that actually takes her a week took me 10 minutes to build in Power BI. And she was looking for changes then, really short notice, and I was able to do them instantly and instantly publish them from my environment, and she had immediate access to it. I mean, it still blows my mind what simple things it can be applied to. But when you're automating repetitive tasks, it's going to free up more time for employees like my client to engage in that more innovative and high quality work. But that increased efficiency can lead to higher expectations and workloads, because more tasks are completed in less time. So that's inevitably going to happen. But I think to manage that, HR professionals need to be realistic and set realistic expectations, really to ensure that those productivity gains don't come at the cost of the employee's well-being. So I think it's really important to monitor workload levels and adjust them so that they're not experiencing burnout. See how the AI is bringing return and improvements, and implementing even clear boundaries to promote that healthy work-life balance. All of that's going to be crucial. But I think additionally, AI can be leveraged to foster innovation, and that's given employees tools to explore new ideas and streamline those really complex tasks. And I think encouraging, again, as we've said, that continuous improvement and innovation can really help mitigate the pressure of that increased demand, because employees then feel empowered. They're managing their own workloads more effectively. So they are doing more in less time, but it's more efficient and effective. I think sustainable productivity is more about, it's more than just doing more with less. It's about doing better with more thoughtful and high quality work. So that's encouraging employees to focus on those value added tasks rather than volume that can lead to more meaningful job satisfaction and better overall results for a company. So HR can facilitate that and give resources for skills development, which will not only help the employees work more efficiently, but also helps them to be more engaged and invested in their own roles.
I like that amalgam of both, not just efficiency and now we've got more time, let's get the load on your shoulders growing.
Yeah.
As you said, maybe responsible management. And people can't sometimes say no themselves. They use the tools and off they go when they do more and demand more. So a little bit of our independent HR can help. What would be your final advice to summarize today's podcast, Claire?
I would encourage HR professionals to embrace those AI tools, and we're harking on about that through all of these podcasts. Prioritize that continuous learning, and then maintain a focus on the ethical considerations in using that technology. And embrace is a word I'm using quite frequently now, because the change is upon us. It's about what surfboard you're going to use to ride that wave of change, I think. And if you choose the right tools, it can really, really set you off. But the integration of AI into the workplace can lead to greater efficiency and innovation. However, I think that human touch remains essential for roles where you require empathy, the creativity, and that complex decision making. And we've touched on that in previous episodes in the series. It's not about handing over the decision making to AI. It's about augmenting and supercharging the resources that you have to make that decision, which is a human decision.
Well, let me double down on that and say every decision should be a human decision. I wish we got as excited about our people as we do our technology. But as you say, with the right surfboard, the right tool, the right training, the right awareness, the right approach to everything that we're doing, that can happen. That's a bright and shiny future that I would like to see for everywhere. Claire, thank you so much indeed. Audience, thank you so much for listening. Until our next podcast, we will say goodbye. Transforming HR and the AI revolution. Today's podcast is finished, and what a good one it was too. Thank you, Claire.
Thanks, Karen.